Alright, we're back in Satisfactory. Last time we played was Thursday, I think. And I did a little bit of work in between streams. I moved some inventory around, that kind of thing. But we are looking at improving our iron production. And I don't want to mess with the trains too much because there was a trailer for Update 5 yesterday that came out on the Coffee Stain Studios YouTube channel where trains are getting signals and collision. So I think building a roundabout would still be okay, but it feels kind of silly to do that until I can mess around in 3 or 4 weeks in the experimental version and see what's up there. So here at the main area, I added another row of storage just for manual stuff. And then we've also got rid of all the things down there. So if I take the hypertube, for anybody that's familiar with this, you'll see the difference. So we no longer have anything down here. There's just the one bin of concrete. That's it. And that's because we're still building over here. And I'm not sure what is going to happen. But I did a quick experiment on my my construction train, which wasn't working for some reason. And so I moved it back. The station is now back a section. And it was a lot easier to hook up. So I think one of the things we might have to do eventually is back these stations up, which is going to involve a whole lot of changes. So all of the storage here is gone. All the facilities that we're using here is gone. We only have just this one bin of concrete. And even then, we could probably move this. Really wanted to. I might have the room. Do I have the room? If I have the room, I'm going to take it right now. Yeah, that's fine. Done. Clean. What's in there? We have a lot of concrete, so these I want to keep. We can just put that somewhere else. So everything here might end up changing. I do have the ability to go up to another floor with the train tracks, and I think what we might want to do is space out these train stations a little bit more by moving this one down farther. The only thing is underneath we have the main bus for the factory, so we have to be careful there. But other than that, we do have some wiggle room. It's nice. And the other thing that I wanted to fix was this little bit of pipe right there. Waves to self in the VOD. Nice. Thanks so much, Cosmic. Really appreciate all of your help, of course. And we'll see you next time. Have a good night. So yeah, we've moved the hypertubes over to the middle. So we don't need these here anymore. Oh, and we're leaving stuff. What's in there? Oh, doesn't matter. And over here, one of these is crooked. That one up there looks like it's off. Yep. That should be 1, 2. There. And then hypertube goes on top of that. It's been bugging me for like a week. probably get rid of some of this concrete too. Yeah, let's just take 2 or 3 of these. We've got concrete being made automatically elsewhere, so I'm not really too worried about it. Specs are below the video, little buddy. They're in a Twitch panel. Core i9 GTX 1660 Ti, I think. And 16 gigs of RAM. It's not a potato, it's not a supercomputer either. Basically, until I can get a higher amount of revenue from streaming, I can't really invest in something new. It's going to do all the things. I'd love to try out new like RTX stuff, and I'd love to do like VR and that kind of thing, but I don't think my computer currently can handle it. Alright, so from here, we have to go back to the storage room and dump some stuff off. I've included a couple of stop gaps now, so we can get off mid-hypertube, which is cool. If we want to, we can just let ourselves hit the ground there, and then we can stop and keep going. Satisfactory is not the best game to judge computer performance on either, because it is an early access game, so it tends to be a little bit on the buggy side. Let's just put the concrete right here for now, even though that's not probably where we're going to keep it. That's good enough. Do I have anything else that needs sorting? Oops. I think we're good. So I want to look at what we've got going on over here for assemblers. Don't know if I want to do the exact same setup, but we need, this I believe is 32. There's 8 in every line here, but we need 36. So what do I like about this? I like this look. It's very cool. Why do I have, that looks like a weird, what is this? What is happening here? I don't know why that's there. Odd. But yeah, I like that look. I'm not crazy about the export all being on the ground. So we might try to change that. The way that it's powered looks good. Everything's powered from above. Oh, and this one's obviously misaligned. Yeah, like that looks pretty good. Obviously the inputs are messy. I'm not a fan of the inputs. So we'll consider doing the inputs a little bit different on the other side. Little buddy, with Satisfactory, the trick is using the foundations and learning kind of like where things line up, and giving yourself like way more space than you need. It seems excessive, but you'll thank yourself later. So in here is where I think I want to put all of these assemblers. We've got lots of space. this is technically going to be like a wall. So we've got lots of space in here. And the other thing we have is space underneath here. Not a lot, but certainly a decent amount. The problem, of course, is that this giant rock will kind of dictate, you know, where we can actually build stuff. So I don't think I can go like super low right here because there's no point, because there's just, it goes right back up all over the place. But from this point here, we could certainly figure out like a low point. I think we're just sacrificing this limestone. Just a normal limestone. I don't even know if I could fit a miner in here. Probably not. So if we use the normal foundations to kind of gauge what a height could be here, we could have a subfloor, which could be very handy. How am I? Oh, I put all of my concrete away. Whoops. Sometimes restarting the world can be good. Don't forget too that even though it is a pain in the butt with the inventory to move everything around, you can always delete stuff. Like unconstructing or deconstructing things in Satisfactory is very easy. You almost missed the Satisfactory stream. Where have you been, Sandy? Where have you been? So we're gonna grab some more concrete. Twiglet MC, hello, how's it going? Where you've been playing Satisfactory. Well, there you go. That's something, right? Yep, things are going well. We're doing a doubleheader Saturday. So the idea is to try to get a level for this particular part of the factory. I feel like this might be too low. Goes over this rock. We don't need it to be any farther to the left than here, because this would more than likely be like a wall. Oops. I think this is probably the right level for a subfloor. Because I was thinking we could just, rather than waste the space, we could just drop the assemblers down. Right, so we'd have to stop it here. So it wouldn't be the whole thing, but we can get most of it. Why can't I build it there? I feel like we could probably get a decent amount down here if we needed to. Now, an assembler is not going to fit down here. We'd have to open up the roof. Right? Oh, it does fit down here. Well, that's handy. Because what I was thinking is that if we can have the assemblers be in a subfloor, then we could open up like all of this area here. And we could have a row of assemblers start off like down here. Just because we need so many of them. Because then we could have production assembler. Although if we do that, we have to make room for like the up and down part of everything. So then we'd have feeds going in this way. And then we'd have to have another assembler on top. So we'd have to figure out how to get the inputs to line up the way that we want them to. Right? Because we could have belts coming along the side. Essentially, just it doubles our space. So first we need to make sure that we have enough things to build the assemblers that we want. We need 36 of them, I think. Right. We need rotors. And reinforced iron plates. And then I need to go visit the other spot too. So this one's a little bit harder, but you can still stay afloat and just scoot into the next pipe. So what I did here, I also added in a couple of constructors doing screws and rods. We've already got plates coming in, so now I've got bins that are full of all the things that I need. And I can just grab extra rods. Oh, I don't have any screws. And I'll need some extra reinforced plates as well. So I'm pretty sure, after we did the math this last time, that we're going to be using this whole facility that's making plates currently is putting some into a bin, but we've got 30 constructors, I think. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. So 600 plates per minute. Oh, that doesn't need to be there. And if we look at an assembler, what we're going to be making is the stitched iron plate, which is an alternate. So normally you'd want to do reinforced iron plate with screws, but we have the stitched reinforced iron plate because we have a lot of copper. So we're going to be able to use copper wire. And it gives us funky ratios, but ultimately it gives us more plates with less screws. So this is 5 per minute. And this is, it will be 5 per minute. We're going to downgrade these to 5 per minute. And so it's 5 8 and 9. The 18.75 times 0.88889 is a little over 16 iron plates. Let's just go with 16.66. Right, so that's 36 assemblers. And then 37.5. That's 33. I wonder if there's an easier ratio. .5 is 80%. That's a much better number. Oh, yes. Okay. We're doing that. The pen is ready. Pen is ready. So we're going to do 80% on stitched iron plates. And so that's 15 per assembler, which means that we have to take that 600 max plates divided by 15 is 40 assemblers. Okay. I think we might have figured that out before, but so we need 40 assemblers for 2 rows of, I'd say 4 rows of 10. 10 there, 10 there, and then 10 below. I think should give us what we need. We might even be able to fit the 10 across this way and have it run left-right rather than in and out. The input for this can be run just about anywhere. We've got lots of room here in the main bus to do it. We could bring it across or underneath or anywhere. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm pretty sure this is the full width of the building. Trying to figure out, that building goes farther. This one, I wanted to line it up with something specific. I don't remember what that was. Looks like I wanted to line it up with that. That seems a little bit silly. Maybe we should line it up with the face of the building. Try to figure out how deep this other side goes. I'm trying to keep this middle section symmetrical. So we go back by 2. And this lines up with... Maybe I did this already. This lines up with that striped bit. Ah, okay. So I did it the way that I thought I was supposed to already. Okay, so that's good. That means that all of this is fair game. Let's just give ourselves a little indicator here. And the nice thing about this is you can see it from down below so that you can see where the edge of your building is going to be. I'll do the same thing over here. That was weird. Okay, so if we do that, we'll have some light access down there. I'm probably going to use 2-meter foundations instead of 4. So we've got to figure out, I think we'd probably want to leave this gap for the up and down parts, the loading and unloading of things. I also need to figure out where this power line is going. It is connected to nothing. Okay. So it's not coming in from the left side, is it, or the right side? Is it coming in from here somewhere? Deconstructing everything and moving stuff around. Oh man. Yeah, I'm surprised how quickly that stuff can actually go. Alright, these are not at all important, so we can just delete these, get them out of the way. And so our platform is going to start probably here. We're going to leave a space all around. Production assembler. Now these guys are tricky. They line up, but then you can't put them together so that they line up the way that you want. You have to, or you can, leave spaces between them, which I don't do often enough. Because what that does, that gives you a nice, like, it's on this third, and then it's on this third, and then it's on this third. So there's room for one in the middle here, and then there's room for, like, 2 belts here. On the same platform, plus this one, if you needed to, I think, can travel between them. So we might try to space this out. I think that might be the fun way to do it. Whoa! Maybe not delete the thing that you're standing on, though. Because we're gaining a lot of space by going with a subfloor. I did it again. So what we'll do is we'll start this on this one here. So hopefully we can get 10 in the space that we need. And I'm going to get up higher to do this. Love the land, so I'm going to make small factories and move stuff around by train just for the fun of it. Efficient? Probably not. Oh yeah, no, that's cool. I think it's a legit way to do it. The thing about Satisfactory is that there's no, outside of stuff that doesn't work, there's no like right or wrong way to do it. Is that one spanning? I should have checked. I feel like we put them in the middle of one foundation and then directly over the seam in the other. Yeah, centered over foundation, directly over seam. Okay, cool. I'm actually, it's weird how excited I am to do a layout that's not like directly next to each other all the time. So seam, centered over foundation, seam, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. The good news is that we can always have more than 36, or we need 40, right? I think this might be just enough. Because I don't think our lower level goes quite as far as that yellow line. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 11. Oh, look. I was right. The subfloor is over there. That's annoying. Yeah, that was the end of my floor, I think. So, we could probably fit them if we put them all next to each other. That's annoying. Well, we could go the other way. So I think we don't have that kind of a limit on space that way. No, we don't. Okay. So I think maybe right idea, wrong direction. Since we decided to space them out, I think going in that way is probably the better way to go. How many foundations did this take up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it's not 16, it's 15. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Still leaves a little bit of wiggle room at the end. Do something else if we need to. Plus I would probably start them a full foundation back as well. Alright, so if we swung these around, we'd want to have them go this way. Well, I guess we can probably go a little bit closer. You know, you think you keep count, and then you realize that you're on like 7, and you're like, I wasn't counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we got 9. And then we got 10. So that leaves more than enough room to do something else on this floor if we need to. Or we could just leapfrog one and not have them start so close to the front. Because I also have to think about how we're going to get stuff up and down. I feel like these are going to get deleted. We'll have this stuff over here. And so we had these lined up with the edge of that block there. I think that's right. Looks right to me. I've just got the funny feeling we might want to have these just one step farther away from the door. I'm not sure, having not done this before. What I was thinking we could do is utilize... Oh, that's going to be tricky. Right. So I thought it would be kind of fun to do something with lifts to bring the export from this up top somehow. But I'm realizing that that's probably not going to be something we want to do until we get to the end. That's more than likely going to happen in a space like that. Where this would have a merger, depending on which way it's going to go. And have a lift coming up like that. Maybe. In which case I would want that to happen in this space, not this space. So let's think about, these are making reinforced iron plates. The goal is to take these reinforced iron plates and then make crystal oscillators with them. So we've got, what I said, it was 80% stitched iron plates. .5 per minute. So we've got 40. It's only 180 plates. Not that we couldn't make more. Which maybe this is good that we could expand this. That's the other thing that could work out too. By leaving the rest of this factory, the end, the ability to expand that to like 48 or 52 is probably a smart idea. Plus we've got other floors. So that's 180 plates, and then in a manufacturer, it takes 2.5 iron plates per minute. So 180 divided by 2.5. 72. We're not going to be making 72 crystal oscillators per minute. That seems like a lot. Especially with the quartz being so high. Crystal oscillator, 1 per minute. $36, 24. We could also overclock these as well, if we wanted to. I feel like that could maybe get us. It's 2 per minute. That means we're looking at 5 per minute and 36 per minute. And then if you got 10 of them, it's 360. Like, it becomes a little bit of an easier number to deal with. This is the part of the game that I find very challenging, in that you just don't know how much of these things you're going to need. I mean, the awesome sink has made a huge difference in that, of course, because then you can just kind of like do what you want and sink the rest. Because the top floor or the upper floors are going to be combining the wire and stuff we're going to be making over there. Not the, yeah, the cable, excuse me. All right, well, I think what I want to do is I want this space to be empty. Which means we'll have that go there. So then we just need to start these in a different situation. So we'll start them here. Nope, that seems to be exactly the same place where I started it before. Right, start them on this one. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if we needed to, we can get another 1, 2, 3, 4. Another 16 if we needed to. I think that's pretty good. All right. So now that we know that that's where we want them to be, we will also put in a few down here. I think we want these to be... I don't know if we want these to be directly below them or if it's going to be beneficial for us to have them offset a bit. Because essentially we're going to have the goods come in on belts and be taken down. So this needs to have iron plates and wire. And my thought process was to have that stuff be belted along here, but I tend to also want to have room inside. And this is what I mean by you want to leave yourself like an absolute ton of room. Because we're going to want to have lifts heading down to this guy. So now I'm just thinking about how I can make this look cool. I mean, this is not exactly how I would do it, but having something like that not the best looking, but we could also have like a suspended thing here, because we did this with all the other ones. We used lifts to pull something off of an existing belt, although that's really tight. Because if we did that, we could then pull down from the other side as well. So like, how can I do this quickly? So we had a main feed coming across here. And I don't know if this is going to work. We'll try it. Put on a splitter. And then from here, we could go straight down. Well, we'd have to come up, I guess. One more tick. Right. We'd want to do... Could do something like that. If we want to suspend this over the hole. Anyway, looks like it's getting dark in the game. So if you're new to the channel, I take a break about once an hour. But in Satisfactory, I take that break when the light goes away. We're going to see if we can find a break train. Hopefully, one is on its way back to the station. Looks like Mixmaster. I can't see them anywhere. There we go. Locomotive, scavenger. I think locomotive is Bone Crusher. I think we just mixed Mixmaster. Yeah, so we'll jump on Bone Crusher. I think the fastest way is to take the other tube. I am looking forward to finishing the design of this train station now that we've got a lot of stuff out of the way. Cool. So if you folks want to give me about, let's say 6 or 7 minutes, I will be right back. Enjoy the break train. All right. Might as well just wait on the train. We do have, I'm sure you can see, we've got bins and buffers and now all happening in this train station here in the Northern Forest. Animation is a little bit weird. And that middle train is concrete, which we're not bringing in at the moment. Moonlight24, hello, how's it going? And Devin Scarata, thanks so much for the gift sub going to Nerfed Gamer I Am. Nerfed, if you want to join your Discord and your Twitch accounts, then you can join us in the Discord in between streams. That's bright. Yeah, I like the trains too, actually. Man, you're going to be in a world of hurt if any of your trains collide, though. I don't think you're going to lose items, but I think that, I think it's going to be a mess to clean up. Like a real pain in the butt. So hopefully that can be avoided. I don't know what's going to happen to existing train systems, that's the thing. So when I was on my break, I was thinking about the way that we could try and update this this setup, how I want it to go. I don't think I necessarily want to have that, like, that's not bad. But then that leaves a problem with how do we get stuff down to these guys here, which we could just have something go down underneath the floor. It's a little bit cleaner. We also have the opportunity, we could put these up higher. So like, if these are pointing this way, the other row of 10 is going to be pointing the other way. They're going to be pointing this way. And they're going to be lined up like this. Nope, not that close. So like that. Because then the export of the items would go to here. Right? And that's fine. We'll probably make that more central. So you got export coming out there, going from there to there to there to there. Then you've got another line here coming up from the bottom. So this would just, you know, join up and either merge or do whatever it needs to do. Not sure how we'd handle that. We might keep them separate for the export. But that would be all of it, right? That would be 10 rows there, 10 rows there. How much are these making per? It was 4.5, right? So yeah, we can handle all of them on one belt if we really needed to. Yeah, one-way tracks, I think the signals is what's going to help, but it looks like you can have trains go like at each other. So all of my train routes that I've planned so far, if they're single track, single lane, there's only one train that's on it. If there's more than one train, then it's a two-way street, like it's a two track situation. Because I knew a while ago, one of the dev streams they talked about that collision was coming, so I've just built as if collision was a thing now. So the other way that we could do this is to get these guys up higher, like this. These things are always so finicky. So we could have some of these up higher, like this. And that would alleviate the need to have a full, like, trough of emptiness. What we could do is have these open. And so we could have these guys pull in from here. No, that won't work, will it? I was thinking we could then push it down into the ones below. But then that gets in the way. So I think maybe this original idea is probably the best way to do it. We just have to come up with a cool looking way to do this. Now, if we start building these wall things, we can fit walls in this space. That's good. I guess the trick is going to be to find the right situation down below. Where we can attach that. Right, so we have to have the belt in first. And then we could remove something like this and put in something more, something that looks a little bit more with the way that we've been designing things. Of course, that's in the way. And let's just say that maybe it comes in there. So that would be kind of like how we would feed the main thing in there. And the cool part is that we have smart splitters, so if we wanted to, we could have the same materials on the same belts. Because otherwise we're going to have two of these, which is also a possibility. And then we'd have to have the splitters lined up here. I mean, it's all above everything. So it's not the end of the world. Take it easy, McScrewgun. Enjoy the rest of your day. Appreciate it. So here, we would do the same thing down here. We just grab that, and this would go all the way up to the top one. The bottom ones are going to be a pain in the butt to set up. We're going to have to do this kind of stuff first. But I think that's kind of neat, and if I'm not mistaken, we should be able to run a walkway down here. If we wanted to. I don't know what that means for... I don't think the platforms would run into that, so... An option. I think I'm okay with that. It leaves us enough room around. It's a lot simpler than what I was attempting by raising them up. They would be virtually the same down here. Now here we could maybe make this a little bit cooler by maybe bringing these over to like here. Not that close. Because that way, there's a little bit more to look at. Rather than just looking at weird belts and just empty stuff. And I think I like the idea of doing that better. So we can remove these as a test. Plus it's going to be easier to set up. Rather than having to do all the individual conveyor poles. Yeah, plus like these things animate when it's going. That's gonna be cooler looking, I think, in the end. Obviously that's in the wrong spot. We'd line that up with this one, of course. But I think that's good. And then we just have, you know, one line for reinforced plates and then one line for wire, copper wire. So that's good. I don't think I have to move anything. Happy about that. We'll have to figure out the length of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe we'll just try to figure out we can push that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we'd want to have at least 2 pillars, not just one. And we're going to run into a problem if they're too close to the inputs on the machines. So if I try to put a splitter. Oh, no, it fits. Okay. Doesn't look very cool, but it fits. Problem is, of course, that these things don't look very good. Just like floating. Because we're going to want to remove that. So, how do we do this in a way that looks like it's supported? This is the kind of thing where those angled wall pieces are going to come in handy from the new thing. I guess we could suspend it from the ceiling. It doesn't have to be from the floor. We're probably going to be using I think it's 4 floors. Let's see what I did over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. We got 4 to there. Grab another one of these. Maybe the thing to do is to run everything down the ceiling. I don't know if there's enough of a gap. Probably not. Not that they have to be this high anyway, but it fits. So that could get everything very high. Would eliminate that. Take it easy. Dubhla? I hope I'm saying your name right. Yeah, I think we can maybe make that work. I mean, we could also run the whole thing. I guess that's the other thing, is that if it's going to have like these situations happening with the gate wall, then we're going to need to have the same thing underneath this, like down here. We're going to need the same sort of support, I guess. Well, no, because I guess we're not running anything down below. Don't mind that either. I think I might prefer that to hanging things from the ceiling. That just looks like it's too heavy. Alright, so then we just have to figure where these go. So I went a block past. So we'll do the same thing over here. Put this here. Too long. Looks like it might fit if we went to here. That's 7. I think we'll maybe just come in 7 from each side and then let them meet wherever. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, I'd say that's the tidiest way to do it. I think we can still run these. Yep. That works out well. Just a little bit of a caution tape thing there. That's good. So I think that's where those need to go. I'm happy with the placement of these top ones. We do not need these poles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So that's the layout. We'll obviously have another 10 down below. Wouldn't mind thinking a little bit about the export. So let's remove a couple of these guys. So the thing I didn't like about the other export factory, on the other factory with the assemblers, was that everything was on the ground. And I like things a little bit higher just in case you have to walk in amongst the machines. It's a lot easier to get around. So this would be flipped this way. And we'd have the same issue down there where it'd be more distance, but same idea. Now there could be a way to bring everything all up into one line if we wanted to have holes in these. I really wish there was ways to have holes in the floor that were not 8 meters by 8 meters. I feel like these are just giant holes. Because each one of these, obviously the back is going to feed into that. This is going to feed into that. So there isn't any free port on these mergers. However, there's obviously a space where we could put an additional merger if we wanted to come at it from the side. Like the pass-through walls, you want pass-through floors. Yeah, they exist in mods. They exist in mods. I just want to be the ability to have like smaller foundations, like even if it's like quarter foundations, because like these things don't take up a lot of room, right? Right? Like to have a hole that's about that size would be great. I take it they don't make smaller base plates. No, the closest they come is the walkways. You can do something like this. But it's unfinished and it looks cheap. You can also use the railing ones. They've changed these as well. These are going to have a new model, and the railings are tighter in the new update. So like you can do this. So it has a nice clean edge to it and has a finished model to it. But right now, I mean, like you can walk through this. That's going to be fixed, I think. You also have half railings now in the new update. So you can put, instead of just having a railing like this, that goes the whole way, you can have one that goes halfway. Yeah, I know what you mean, Will Run for fun. You can use the downward ramp. I know what you mean. The problem is I don't think I have enough room anyway. Because what I was thinking was to have like a merger somewhere around here, right? And then have like something like this come up from below. And just have like a whole ton of mergers lined up along here. And then every other, like what we would have to do is have that be like this, and then run this into that way. Right? Like, not impossible. And not the end of the world. Because it would eliminate this altogether, right? Like, so this wouldn't exist. We would just merge the whole thing straight up. And then we just have to figure out, like, where is this? This is just 1, 2, 3, 4. So we just come up here. There's a line up right on the seam. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Have it go up, connect the thing, and you're good, right? Obviously, we'd have to delete. We'd have to delete these, or we could do. Why does that have low? It's weird that the front legs on that are so low. Because we've done this before where we've taken the organizational thing. And then attached an upside down ramp. I think this is how you do it. So the weird seam would be underneath the machine. And then this could go here. Come up to here. Obviously that's in the way now. But I would just hook up to the next next merger. Or we could merge like 2 at a time, right? Like we could easily have a merger on this line. Because they're only outputting something like, why does it not fit there? Oh, maybe the twist in the... Right, so we could even just run this. Right in there. Have them pop up that way. Obviously that doesn't look the best. So we might switch this for like a proper foundation. Not sure why this doesn't want to go now. Yeah, so that's one possibility, to have the ones come up from the bottom. It would kind of keep with the design theme too. What are we making? This is the stitched plates. So we're going to have these guys at 80%. Because the math is nice. And so we need to have copper wire and iron plates coming in. And then we're going to be taking that and sending that 2 ways into these machines, but then also these machines. And so there's going to be 10 here, 10 there, and then the whole thing is just going to be mirrored on the other side. So we're looking at the export now, and even with 40 machines, we still have enough that we can get them all into one belt. So yeah, I'm just not entirely sure about that. I guess the reverse would be... I'm also wondering if I've left myself enough room here. Because this would be like the end of the line. If we wanted it here, we could easily put it up a little bit higher. Which would, I think, tie into like an export happening there. So all of our iron plates would be coming out there. Which I kind of like. I think I like that better. Plus, that's nice and tidy too. Why is it encroaching on others' clearance? Like what? Oh, there's a belt there. I can't even see it. Yeah, I like that. Not that we couldn't have a separate line on the low side too. That would certainly make this feel less crowded. If we had separate combinations, because unfortunately these would line up directly with those, so we have to offset them. It just gets a little bit floaty, you know. I do like the idea of getting that foundation the right distance, though. And it looks like it was like in the middle. Yeah. I do like these tricks that you can get to make things just feel a little bit nicer. You feel like you're, you know, conquering the game a little bit. Oh no, don't delete those. That's something else they said they were working into the tools eventually, is a deselect. So you can backtrack when you're doing multiple select without having to do like the whole thing over again. Now, for whatever reason, this wouldn't let me... Oh, there's still a... That's why. There was still a ramp there. Yeah, the splitters that randomly rotate. I wish they would get that out of there too. I agree. So I think this is the plan. I think we're going to take assemblers like this. We're going to line them all up. Need to go up just a little bit higher. So eventually, we're all going to come in to the middle there. I think that looks pretty cool. We might want to have like a higher walkway in this area. I think we might want to have like a mezzanine deck or something to look around. Those are the inputs. We'll have to do the same thing. That is on that block, so that would mean this is going to happen here as well. Yeah. So we might change the entrance. We might change the entrance to be like maybe here, coming in the middle, or maybe we'll make two entrances. I don't know. I don't want it to be exactly the same as the other side, so we'll have to figure that out. But this could be fun. That is where I'm going to wrap things up today, though. I am hungry. Time for dinner. So if you've enjoyed the streaming afternoon, please leave a follow before you take off. You can also follow me on Twitter at Joel Duggan. That's where I announce when I go live, just in case the Twitch algorithm is a bit behind and you don't get your notification right away. Twitter is a good way to check out as well. And I also announce on Discord. So if you've decided to take the plunge and use a tier 1 or a Prime Gaming sub, thanks very much. And you can also take advantage of being in the Discord and knowing when I go live with Discord notifications as well. I'm trying to get a bird's eye view here of what we're planning. This is going to be a lot of assemblers. I don't even know if we have the power to handle this. But it will look pretty cool. Spawn Chunks podcast every Monday. That's at thespawnchunks.com. The Citadel Cafe has a new recording. I'm going to be editing that probably today or tomorrow. So that's coming out soon as well. And that is a podcast about sci-fi and fantasy entertainment. And that's it from me. I hope you had a good time. I did too. I did as well. Both of us. Me, myself, and I. All three of us had a good time. And I'll catch y'all on the next stream, which should be tomorrow. Fingers crossed. We've had some technical issues, but we seem to be pulling through A-OK. Marcus, I'm not worried about the bottom machines. This is just a rough layout. Don't worry about it. All right. I'll see you folks tomorrow. Bye for now.